Straitway began as a promise of freedom and holiness but evolved into control masked as faith. This parody documentary uncovers how one man turned scripture into strategy, power into piety, and believers into servants of his throne. The birth of the compound, born as an offshoot from Ralph's aging cult, Straitway claimed to restore purity and truth. With Bibles raised high, Woodrow preached deliverance from deception, but soon built his own. The cry for freedom became the foundation for another cage. Freedom rebranded, freedom soon meant obedience. The call to serve the Most High became a demand to serve men. Every question sounded like rebellion, and silence became holiness. The people thought they were free while living under new chains. The preacher becomes the king, Woodrow crowned himself in doctrine. Each controversy brought a new revelation, every change a divine adjustment. The pulpit turned into a throne room. The gospel bowed to the preacher's rule, and truth became optional. The pulpit propaganda, when questions rose, fear took the mic, demons explained every illness, Jezebel cursed every critic. Obedience became protection, and paranoia passed for prophecy. Control thrived beneath a veil of holy warfare. The laborious burden, members worked endlessly, convinced sacrifice pleased the Most High. Social checks fed the system, while leaders feasted. Labor was framed as faith, exhaustion as righteousness. The compound thrived on devotion, not deliverance. Silencing the dissenters, those who doubted were labeled wolves among sheep. Public shame replaced prayer. Confession became coercion, and leaving meant exile. Fear kept hearts quiet, and obedience became the only path to survive. The fall of the vision, what began as a revival ended as a regime. Fame, control, and wealth eclipsed every principle once preached. The sheep stayed hungry while the shepherd prospered. The light of reform dimmed into self-made glory. Animal farm in ministry clothes, pigs in suits preach holiness while the flock lives weary. Prosperity hides corruption, hierarchy wears humility's robe. The message repeats, we serve the Most High, but the harvest reaps only power, not peace. The digital pulpit, technology became the new altar. Live streams replaced sermons, algorithms replaced outreach. Every broadcast built the brand stronger, spreading control faster. The gospel went viral, but the truth never logged in. The cost of leaving, those who escaped paid in tears, time, and trust. Families torn apart, reputations destroyed, faith left wounded. The cult called it discipline, survivors called it trauma. Leaving meant freedom, but never without scars. Expansion and control, as donations grew, the compound expanded. Farmland, dorms, and armed watchmen appeared. Outsiders saw a community, insiders lived under constant surveillance. Growth meant control, not blessing. The inner circle, Woodrow built layers of authority to shield himself. Elders enforced loyalty, managing every detail of members' lives. Marriage, money, and movement required approval. Obedience was spiritual currency. The women's order, women were taught that silence was virtue. Education was discouraged, submission demanded. Those who resisted were branded rebellious spirits. The compound preached purity but practiced possession. The children of the compound, born into bondage, the children knew no outside world. Schooling was limited to doctrine, play replaced by labor. They learned early that questioning meant punishment, and obedience brought survival. The illusion of community, to outsiders, straightway appeared united and strong. Visitors saw singing, gardens, and worship. Behind the smiles hid fear, fatigue, and quiet despair. What looked like faith was carefully staged control. Conclusion: the Straitway Story warns how zeal can be weaponized. When a pulpit becomes a throne, faith turns into servitude. Discernment, not devotion, guards the soul. Test every leader, and never confuse charisma for truth.